Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast, powered by HSN Mentoring. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. But we know that helping our clients become the best and healthiest versions of themselves isn't just about what they eat, giving them macros, meal plans, or going to the gym a few hours a week. In order to help our clients become the best and healthiest versions of themselves, we really need to focus on this holistic approach, addressing nutrition, stress management, sleep, support system, mindset, and of course, exercise and nutrition. My name is Nicole Coyne, and I'm the founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm so excited that you found your way to this podcast. In this podcast, I'm going to teach you how to take one step at a time to build a successful nutrition coaching program in your gym. This is actually going to be a really fun episode. I have some notes here. What is happening is I am actually headed to Nashville to speak at a CrossFit gathering, a summit with over 200 gym owners. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm only talking about one topic. We're going to be talking about how to find the best fit, a great fit to be your nutrition coach. Maybe you want to run a nutrition coaching program, but you're unsure who would make a good fit. I'm going to be talking all about that in the in-person session. But the thing is people are going to realize, man, I have so many other questions. There's so much other stuff that I would love to be able to share with everyone attending and all of our listeners. So I've come up with the most frequently asked questions and basically a gym owner's guide to starting a nutrition coaching program. The goal of this specific episode is to help you save time. If you're on the do-it-yourself track, to not reinvent the wheel, save you some mistakes that I've made in the past, but then also answer some frequently asked questions that we get from gym owners. In the company, I still do the free calls with gym owners. I want to ensure that it's a good fit for both sides with every gym coming on board with HSN. So we're going to talk about those frequently asked questions that I get asked multiple times a week, even in a day, from gym owners. So hopefully this answers your questions too. So where do I start with building a nutrition program? The first thing that you want to start with is your nutrition philosophy. What are the foundational principles of your nutrition coaching program? At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we have 3 core principles. The first one is whole foods first. As simple as eat meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, minimal added sugar. The second principle is focusing on balance, pairing protein, carbs, and fats together. Now, why do we talk about the first two? And they really go hand in hand. When you think about eating healthy and starting a weight loss journey, naturally, most people start thinking about all the foods they can't have. And instead, as a coach, we want to empower them with all the healthy foods. Load up on those first. Foods that are providing protein, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, healthy fat, and some starch, some fiber to help keep us full and satisfied. You might be next asking, Nicole, why do you talk about balancing macronutrients, pairing protein, carbs, and fats together? Well, we want to balance those macronutrients because it helps stabilize our blood sugar. It also helps keep us full and satisfied for longer, which is definitely a goal if our clients are wanting to lose weight and get in shape. We want them to feel satisfied and full and fueled. Now let's talk about the third core principle at Healthy Steps Nutrition. It is limiting the amount of added sugar and processed junk that we overconsume, especially here in the US. Why do we talk about that? Well, our mission here at Healthy Steps Nutrition is to help people take control of their health one step at a time so that they can prevent and reverse chronic disease. Now, when we think about chronic disease, we really have to think about, why do people have chronic disease? What is chronic disease? Chronic disease is defined as a condition that requires medical oversight for a year or longer. 60% of the US population has at least one chronic disease. 40% have at least 2 or more. The likelihood of people that are walking inside of your gym that have a chronic disease is super high. Why wouldn't we want to feel empowered to help them take control of their health so that they can get rid of that, reverse, and even prevent chronic disease? Now, why am I talking about chronic disease and why am I talking about limiting sugar? When we look at the chronic diseases that are most prevalent, and even out of the top 10 leading causes of death in the United States, 9 out of the top 10 are either caused or worsened by elevated blood sugar. They're either caused or worsened by elevated blood sugar. That is the reason why we're talking about limiting the amount of added sugar. We overconsume sugar. We overconsume it. It doesn't leave us full and satisfied. It causes mood swings and energy levels come crashing down. It doesn't help keep us full and satisfied. It's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle if we're overconsuming processed junk. So what you need to decide is, what are your core principles? People that have partnered with HSN Mentoring, they get on the bandwagon of our core principles, because the truth is, all the content that we deliver to gym owners and coaches is based upon the nutrition sector, is based on those core principles, and then trickling down from there. So you need to figure out what your core principles are. Why is this important? There are millions of different diets out there. There's not a lack of information on the internet. Your clients are confused because they don't know what diet is right for them. The people that follow you on social media and in your email, they're confused because they don't know what diet is right for them. They don't need a diet. They need a healthy lifestyle, and they honestly need a guide, you or a nutrition coach, hopefully, and the accountability and support to help them reach lasting results. So if you are a gym that's allowing people or saying, hey, pick your diet and we'll help you, it's confusing for people. They need a clear path. They need something simple that they can stick to. So after we figure out that, now let's just talk about, like, what does success look like for your nutrition coaching program? Before I jump on those free calls with every gym owner that potentially wants to partner with HSN Mentoring, in one of the emails that I send them before, I ask them, hey, if you were to invest your time, energy, and resources into getting a nutrition coaching program up and running, what does success look like for you? I hope you take a pause with this podcast and think about that for a second. What does success look like for you if you were to truly invest your time and energy into getting a nutrition coaching program up and running? And most importantly, you had the people in the right seats to deliver the day-to-day if you are a gym owner. What does that look like? Well, for many people, it's, our clients are not seeing results as fast as I know they could because they're not dialing in our nutrition. So success on the opposite side of that is helping our clients transform their health and their lives faster, helping them get better results. Because if they're getting results, they're going to stay longer, right? What about also reaching out and expanding and helping people that maybe were past members of your gym, or maybe people that have been following you for a while that aren't ready for fitness, but they are ready for nutrition? Maybe you have someone that moved to the other side of town or a different part of the state that you're in, and they are not a feasible candidate for your fitness program, but they would be a candidate for your nutrition coaching program. Okay, awesome. Now we're able to expand our reach and impact more people in our community. And the third thing, like, what does it look like from a financial standpoint? I think that so many people are scared to talk about the financial side, but it's so important that you think about that. Like, how much revenue do you want to bring in with nutrition? Because the truth is, you need to bring in revenue. You can't not charge for nutrition coaching. Why? People don't value what they don't pay for. And you eventually, hopefully, are going to find someone to support this role as a nutrition coach, and you're going to need to pay them. Your company can't lose money by delivering services. You need to make a profit so that you can reinvest in your business and bring home a paycheck so that you can feed your family and live the life that you want to. So it's a financial piece, but it's also a member results piece, right? And an impact piece. How can you reach more people, impact more people in your community? So I think this is a great segue into another very common question I get asked is, like, how do I price and package my nutrition coaching program? I have done a lot of things. In my background, I started working in private practice with nutrition back in 2005 when I was in college. I've done a lot of stuff over the years. And, at one point in Healthy Steps Nutrition, when I first started, we had these like power hours and sit downs, and people thought that they could sit down with me one time and I would give them a plan, give them the meal plan, and they would go on their way and see really good results. But that's not the value of nutrition coaching. The value of nutrition coaching is the accountability piece, the follow-up piece, the ensuring that you're on the right track, the checking in piece to make sure that not if, but when you do fall off track, you can get back on track. So when you're thinking about building prices and packaging and structuring your nutrition coaching program, we need to keep that in mind front and center. Hey, we need to add in accountability. We need to add in points of check-ins between those in-person visits. So what does it look like? I highly encourage you to have a 3-month commitment for nutrition coaching. We've been talking about this for a long time. If you haven't listened to too many of these episodes, then you might not have heard it before. But if you've been listening to this for any extent of time, you've heard me talk about 3-month commitments for quite some time. 3 months is enough time to help clients build a foundation of healthy habits. As a coach, you don't feel like a fire hose of information giving people too much at one time where they're going to leave overwhelmed. But it's also enough time for likely something in life to happen for someone to fall off, and you really show the value of accountability and support to help get them back on track, right? So 3-month commitment, I recommend tiering your pricing based on accountability and support. So we all know those clients that have more questions, that need more one-on-one attention. We want a level of service to provide them that support that they want, that they crave, that they need, while also making sure that our coaches are valued for their time. So tier pricing based on accountability and support. In layman's terms, from a gym owner's standpoint, if someone's coming in for personal training 1 time a week, they're going to pay less than someone coming in 2 times a week. Same idea with nutrition coaching. High level overview, initial consultation, about an hour, follow-up visits in person every 30 days, every 4 weeks, 30 minutes for those follow-ups, and then weekly check-ins. We recommend doing video message check-ins, following up with a SMS message so that people watch that video. And that is going to be a great way to provide individualized support for your clients, accountability, but then also have the built-in follow-ups that are a little bit longer to help customize their plan and move in the direction that they're wanting. Higher accountability, we would add in weekly calls, 15 to 20-minute weekly calls typically at the beginning of every week. The average gym partnered with HSN charges between $199 and $179 and $199 for the first 3 months for that lower tier. And for ongoing coaching after the first 3 months, they charge about $129 to $149 ongoing every month after that. That would be in addition to the fitness membership that they have. So when you look at from a business standpoint, packaging and pricing your nutrition coaching programs, highly encourage you figure out your nutrition only packages first and then layer into your fitness. So you've got nutrition, fitness, and accountability as a solid front end offer. Long-term growth of a nutrition coaching program, the best way to grow a nutrition coaching program is to have a solid front end offer that encompasses nutrition, fitness, and accountability. When new people are getting started, when they're wanting that total transformation, when they're wanting to lose weight, get in shape, feel better, you guide them to that option to best support them. It's going to get them the results the fastest. So tier pricing based on accountability and support. Now, we talked about pricing. So standard accountability, meaning they're coming in person every 4 weeks, video message check-ins, quick 60-second video message check-in to check habit compliance. All of this for HSN mentoring clients is done within the Healthy Steps Nutrition app. Think of that as like your house for nutrition coaching. So your clients aren't texting, Facebook messaging, emailing you, and it's impossible for you to keep track of conversations. And from a QA standpoint, if you're a manager or an owner, you're able to go in and ensure, are your coaches doing what they're supposed to be doing? Is the program being executed properly? Yes. Okay, great. Now, we talked about how much money you should be collecting from the client's recommended pricing. We don't require you at HSN to charge any certain amount. We just recommend based on best practices and making sure that you're paying your coach. How much do you pay your coach? The average gym pays their nutrition coaches between 45 and 50% of the revenue coming in for their client list. So let's pretend you run a nutrition challenge and you have 2 nutrition coaches. One coach is handling 30 people, another coach is handling 30 people. You have 60 people signed up for that nutrition challenge. The one coach is going to get paid the 50%, 45 to 50% of their 30 clients. The other coach is getting their percentage of their clients. Hope that makes sense. Now, the next question that I typically get asked is, okay, this makes sense. I understand how to onboard new clients. There's a lot of work that needs to go in before you actually start selling the nutrition coaching program, like what are leads seeing and the sales training for whoever's doing those free intros. But what happens for getting existing members on board? At HSN, one of the most popular strategies for mentoring clients that are coming on board through training is to launch with a nutrition challenge. I think it's a great way to kickstart a nutrition program in a gym with a clear path to continue to support those clients after the challenge is over with individual coaching. Gets a lot of people talking about nutrition at one time, but you really want the goal of converting at least 50% of those people to ongoing coaching. Now, after an initial challenge, or let's say you're like, Nicole, I ran a challenge in January, I don't want to run one now. Okay, no problem. The first thing that we need to do before we start pitching nutrition coaching to our existing members is we need our staff on board. Now, I want you to envision these two different scenarios. Scenario one is I am a coach at your gym. I'm a coach at your gym and I'm coaching fitness. And I saw an email come in about you guys launching nutrition coaching, but I wasn't really sure. You never told me about it. And one of the members in my classes says, hey, Nicole, what's the deal with this nutrition program? And I say, I don't know. You need to go talk to Jack, the owner, or Susie, the nutrition coach. I don't really know much about it. Do you think that member is going to be super excited versus I was the first test client of your nutrition coaching program at your gym. And I know, man, it's helped me transform my performance and also it's helped me sleep better. I'm eating more now. I was actually under eating before and I didn't realize it. But I've been working with a coach. I saw the value. I was one of the test clients. And you send out that same email. And a member comes up and is like, Nicole, tell me a little bit about this nutrition coaching program. And I could say, man, I'm a walking billboard for this nutrition program. It's helped me improve my performance. My recovery's better. My sleep's better. I actually was under eating. I didn't even realize it until I started working with Susie, the nutrition coach. Like, you really need to get on board. Come over with me and book a discovery call with Susie so she can talk to you a little bit more about it and get you started. It will be so good to help you feel better, recover better. It'll be and just a really great experience for you to have an individualized plan paired with accountability and support. Now, let's take a pause for a second. Do you think that second scenario, I'm going to be more bought in? If you're a gym running a nutrition coaching program right now, I challenge you to take a pause. Do your current coaches have that much excitement about your nutrition program? Or did you train them initially when you got it up and running and haven't really resurfaced and revisited the conversation? Do they feel confident about your nutrition coaching program, at least what it includes and how someone gets started? If the answer is no, start incorporating that into every single staff meeting. I truly believe that your staff members want the best for your clients. And we know the best way to help them reach their health and wellness goals is not just coming in the gym 4 days a week. It's the other 23 hours of the day. And if you equip your staff to understand what the program is about, how someone gets started, and even be able to experience it from a client's perspective, they're going to be so much more apt to get people on board and get your existing membership on board. No, it doesn't happen overnight, but that is the first step. The second step is being consistent with talking about nutrition. In almost every class that I'm at in my gym, someone is saying, man, that workout was really hard. Oh, man, I didn't sleep well last night. Oh, man, the weekend, I'm really, really struggling to stay on track. Like, why are we not doing nutrition? Like, hey, you would really benefit from this. Another great recommendation would be, hey, if someone says, can I do another InBody scan? Why are they wanting to do an InBody scan? To retest, to maybe get a little whip back into shape? Hey, yeah, we can get you an InBody scan, no problem. But you really need a coach to keep you accountable so that you see the maximum amount of results they are looking for between those scans. Did you know that we have this program and we can help you? You know, it's easy, especially in a CrossFit style gym. You have the relationships with their clients. They trust you. They know that you're looking out for their best interests and you want to help them. Like, integrate nutrition into the conversations in classes, and you're going to slowly start getting your membership on board with your nutrition coaching program. Now, let's talk about what makes a good nutrition coaching program. There's two lenses that I look at everything with at HSN Mentoring. And, in Nashville, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to have everyone stand up, and I would be curious what bucket you're in. People are usually in one of three buckets. The first bucket is they run nutrition challenges. They have informal conversations about nutrition, and that's it. I call this the challenge trap. You've fallen for the challenge trap where your people opt into a challenge, they see good results, the program ends at the end of the challenge, and people go back to their old habits. Bucket number one. Bucket number two is such a common scenario. I was actually on the phone with someone from CrossFit headquarters yesterday, and he was like, yep, I was doing a level 1 certification over the weekend at a gym, and they said this exact bucket. I hear this bucket all the time. I sent one of my coaches through X online certification. They went through an online nutrition certification, and they got a program up and running, but it was basically their program. And when they left, the program left with that coach. That is the opposite of what you would want to set yourself up as a successful business. You want the nutrition coaching program to be under your brand, not just someone going through a nutrition coaching certification, kind of doing their own thing, and you're not really being able to ensure that they're providing a professional and consistent experience. It's not under your brand. And the third bucket, which doesn't happen often, but there are a small percentage of people that are in this third bucket, is they've got something up and running. They're doing it, but they're realizing there's got to be an easier way. I'm feeling overwhelmed with 5 or 10 clients. I am creating so much work for myself on the back end. I didn't even realize it. They don't have the systems, the structure, the professional experience that they know they want to deliver. Those are the three buckets that people typically come to us in, 1, 2, or 3. Most people I talk to, especially on free calls and even at seminars that I'm speaking at, they're falling into one of these 3 buckets. So how do you get from one of those 3 buckets, any one of them, to being able to deliver a professional nutrition coaching program where you're making $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month from nutrition? Well, the first thing that you need are systems. You need a professional experience to be able to deliver a nutrition coaching program. Things like SOPs, what happens in initial consultation, what happens in follow-up visits, how often are clients checking or coaches checking in with clients? What does the sales process look like? How are you re-engaging people that don't sign up for nutrition right away? How are you engaging your existing members? How do people know that you offer nutrition? If you don't talk about nutrition consistently, people are not going to associate nutrition help with you and your brand. You need the systems, you need the marketing support. So that is one piece that makes a great nutrition program, is the systems. Number 2 is the coach. Now, the coach is the one that wears the hat of the day-to-day operations. You need someone that's passionate about nutrition. Not all CrossFit coaches make great nutrition coaches. Not all nutrition coaches make great CrossFit coaches, or insert whatever type of fitness you do. Just because someone is passionate about fitness does not necessarily mean they're passionate about helping people with nutrition. And one of the things I love to do on free calls with gym owners is talk about this specific piece, because so many gym owners say, like, Nicole, I know how important nutrition is, but I can't be the person. I know how important it is, but I can't be the person to deliver the day-to-day of nutrition coaching. I get it. I understand. I am passionate about it, but that doesn't mean I do all the day-to-day of nutrition coaching at this point in my journey with Healthy Steps Nutrition. I don't, but I know what I'm looking for when I hire someone. I want someone that's passionate about nutrition. I want someone that walks the walk. I want someone that I can go to coffee with. I want someone who, when I leave that conversation, I'm like itching for more. Right? Like, you want someone that's passionate, that walks the walk, that can carry a conversation. Nutrition coaching is so much more than talking to people about what foods to eat more of and how to create a balanced meal. It's all these other holistic pieces of the puzzle with stress management and mindset and sleep and support system and lifestyle, all these other factors. And you need someone coaching that people feel comfortable opening up with and opening up to. So, if you're thinking, Nicole, I don't have a coach on my staff that fits these categories. Okay, Great. I'm really glad that you realize that instead of plugging someone in a role that they're not going to be best suited for, that they're not going to be fulfilled with, and you're going to end up having to find someone else to support the role. So where do we find a good nutrition coach? Well, nurses, teachers, social workers make great nutrition coaches, even someone who's been through their own transformation themselves. I also want someone that's flexible with their approach. If someone tells me that they only like coaching nutrition this way, I'm not thinking that they're going to be a good fit for our team, because we have to be flexible with our approach. We need to meet people where they're at, one step at a time. It's not everyone starts at this point and goes to this step and then this step. It's we're meeting people where they're at, what they're wanting to focus on. I just met with a gym owner that's going through training with a nutrition coach. The nutrition coach is a retired. She's not really retired, but she was an ER nurse, and the gym owner had been through a few different online nutrition certifications. She's like, cool, I'm really loving all the client-centered approach. This is a different way to coach clients with nutrition. You're right. But the cool thing is when you do it this way, when you coach using a client-centered approach and focusing on this holistic framework, you're going to increase client engagement because you're focusing on what they want to focus on. You're keeping it simple because we're focusing on one habit at a time. And guess what? If you were to look at the Healthy Steps Nutrition wheel that talks about sleep, support system, exercise, lifestyle, and nutrition, there's always something that all of us can work on. So your length of engagement with clients goes up exponentially. So when we look at a good nutrition program, we need an excellent coach. We also need the systems. Now, the next thing that always gets asked is like, do I build it as a separate business or do I build it under the brand that I have? I do not recommend building your nutrition coaching program as a completely separate brand. You want people to think of your gym, your CrossFit gym or whatever type of gym, as you offering nutrition, fitness, and accountability, not go in and do CrossFit and then there's a completely separate brand that's confusing people that they don't have trust with. They have trust with your fitness brand. They've been seeing your fitness brand for a while. You don't want to start over from scratch. So from a business standpoint, keep it all under one umbrella. The other piece, like keep it all under one social media account. Don't do multiple social media accounts. Keep it under one. You want people to associate nutrition, fitness, and accountability with your business, with your brand. So what can you expect from nutrition coaching? I asked you at the beginning of this episode, like, what does success look like for you? But what can you expect when you launch a nutrition coaching program well? Number one, member results. People will get better results when they have accountability and support, and you're really focusing on this holistic approach. Number two, you're going to be able to have a greater impact on your community. This was the one thing that kept coming up when I started talking, and Jason, my husband, and I started traveling to all these different CrossFit gyms in 2021 and 2022. They all said something similar, like the addition of accountability, habit-based coaching, using a holistic approach, the addition of HSN helped us deepen the connection with our clients. We're able to support them in a much greater way. And if you think about it, it makes sense. You're intentionally meeting with people in person every 4 weeks and having virtual touch points with them, video message check-ins that they're paying for. It's accountability that they're paying for, but you're able to support them in a much greater way. You're also able to support people that might not be in your fitness community. We first think of our gym members, but what about gym members' spouses, friends, family members, coworkers that go to another gym down the street, but they're looking for help. They're looking for nutrition, because the truth is people are joining a gym because they want to see results, and they're not going to see them as fast, likely not even as much if they're not dialing in their nutrition. So if someone's going to another gym, or maybe even your gym, if you don't offer nutrition right now, I would see how many people are actually paying for nutrition outside of your gym. For many of the gyms that I talked to in free calls, that was like the thing that caused them to pull the trigger to get started with us, because they said, I'm tired of seeing my members go elsewhere. I'm tired of referring my members elsewhere. I want to be involved in the plan. I want to keep them accountable. I want the transformation to happen inside of my facility. And I hope, that's the goal of HSN. Like, I hope that's what you want too. That's why you're listening to this podcast. So, we're able to support more people in our community. Employee wellness is another really cool opportunity. Just last week, I had a member at our gym. He was talking about his boss just bought an InBody, and which has happened a few times with employee wellness programs that we've launched. They bought an InBody and they're looking to build a nutrition coaching program. Awesome. We have the solution for them. We have the ability to kickstart a program with a 6-week challenge and ongoing support in the gym or just with virtual or in-person nutrition and wellness coaching. And the cool thing with that, with employee wellness, it's another revenue stream, but it's also a way to impact people that would have never stepped foot inside of your gym before. If you're curious about employee wellness, I'll link what we do with employee wellness with one of the construction companies that we worked with in the past. I'll link that blog that we wrote all about it. You could check it out in the show notes. So employee wellness is another cool thing. And ultimately, it adds more revenue to your business. So you're able to make a greater impact. Clients see better results, which means they stick around longer and you're able to add a revenue stream. Total win-win. Now, the next question that usually gets asked is like, what's the average length of engagement for nutrition clients? I would say for people that are coming on board with HSN, maybe they, if they have nutrition prior to going through our training and get up and get running, maybe it's like 1 month, 3 months. Average with us, 12, 18 months for nutrition clients. Why? Why is it so much longer? When you focus on a habit-based approach, clients are more consistent. When they're consistent, they're seeing results, they're going to want to stick with it. And number 2, using that holistic framework always gives you something to work on with your clients to help them reach what they're wanting and what their goals are. Now, one thing that I want to talk about, and if you are listening to this, you're running HSN, or you have done a really good job on your own with nutrition coaching, you're like, Nicole, how do I just level up? The number one thing that holds gyms back from building successful nutrition coaching programs is the staffing. And what I've seen happen so many times is a gym gets up and running, they have someone to support that role, and the person leaves for whatever reason. Life happens, the person leaves, moves, has a baby, decides they don't want to come back, whatever the case may be, and the program is on pause because that owner doesn't have the time or capacity. I hope that you avoid this, and how you avoid it is getting 2 nutrition coaches to support the role and delivering a consistent experience with the 2. Why? Why do you want that? Because when and if someone leaves, you have another coach to easily transfer those current clients to, and you're not starting at ground zero when a coach moves on. Now, obviously, we want coaches to stick around with us forever. Many of our nutrition coaches at HSN HQ have been with us for years and years, but life happens sometimes, and that's okay. But I want to make sure, and I want you to be set up for success where your program doesn't leave if the coach leaves. And in order to do that, you need a second coach to help support the role. The other cool thing when you have 2 nutrition coaches is they can bounce ideas off of each other. They can leverage each other and move in a really awesome direction to help empower your community and make a greater impact in your community. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I want to spend the next couple minutes kind of answering some questions that always get asked, and I'm not sure if I'll have time to talk about this in Nashville, but how does it work with HSN mentoring? So HSN Mentoring provides gym owners and coaches a turnkey solution to build, launch, and grow a nutrition coaching program. So it first starts off with a training process for the owner and a coach. Why do we require the owner to go through the training? You are the leader of your tribe, and I want your coach to feel supported. You need to understand what's going on. I've seen too many gyms try to throw a coach in there. They don't feel supported. They leave. Not a good experience for you or for them. So you as the owner go through the initial training with a coach. Now, sometimes if the owner is super passionate about nutrition and wants to be a part of that role in the day-to-day and has the time and capacity to be that person to get it started, that owner might go through the initial training by themselves. So they get the program up and running with the goal of, in the first couple of months, finding someone to support the role of a nutrition coach. So how long does it take? It's about 30 hours, includes online modules, homework, mentoring calls. There's 7 mentoring calls throughout the training. You're not just going through online modules and I'm saying good luck. We're walking through next to you every step of the way, not literally next, but virtually, or walking through, hey, let's talk about your pricing. Let's talk about your package. Let's talk about your sales process. Let's easily integrate nutrition into that. Let's talk about your marketing strategy. Let's easily integrate nutrition into that. Now let's talk about individual coaching. How do we leverage that holistic approach? Let's walk through it. Now let's talk about the app. Let's talk about challenges. And the last step of the training is actually a coach evaluation. No other training does this, where your coach is the coach and one of our dietitians or PhDs is the client. Why do we do an evaluation? This is a live process through Zoom. Why do we do it? Because I want your coaches to feel really confident when they start working with paying clients. I also want to know, like, our license, this program is written and backed by dietitians. I want to make sure that you're effectively able to deliver a really high quality standard nutrition coaching program. So we're testing you. Are you able to apply everything that you learned in an initial consultation and follow up with your clients after to successfully deliver a habit-based and holistic coaching program to your community? So the last step is the evaluation. The other cool thing about HSN mentoring is you actually get 6 weeks of coaching with us. It would be really tough for me to expect for you to feel really confident and be ready to go without experiencing the program from a client's perspective. I remember going through my level 1 and it was like a fire hose of information in that level 1, but it also was not the first time I've learned to do a thruster. It wasn't the first time I learned to do a squat. I had been doing CrossFit for years. How could I honestly expect someone to be really confident with nutrition coaching if they haven't experienced the program from a client's perspective? I can't. So you actually have the opportunity to experience 6 weeks of coaching with us as you're going through the training. So you go through the training, get up and running. After the initial training, takes about 30 hours, typically 5 to 6 weeks. Then you're going to launch your program, either with individual coaching and a challenge or just individual coaching, whatever you guys feel is best for you and your community. If you launched a challenge in January and it's February right now, when I'm recording this podcast, it would not make sense for you to launch another challenge right away. Recommend 1 to 2 challenges a year. That's it. After you get up and going with your program, then there's ongoing support, ongoing mentoring to help you grow your nutrition program. We provide you marketing content, nutrition tips, video scripts, email content, nutrition seminars that you can host virtually or in person. This is a great opportunity for collaboration and partnerships. Employee wellness is already built out. Everything is done for you, so that you can focus on helping your clients and making a greater impact in your community. The Healthy Steps Nutrition app is like your house for nutrition coaching. You get access to that. The way HSN mentoring works is you're paying for the initial investment and you pay a monthly subscription for our service. You're not paying us per client. I want you to have 1 million clients. I want you to have hundreds of clients so that you can make a really great impact. At HSN, our mission is to help 1 million people transform their health and their lives, take control of their health one step at a time so they can prevent and reverse chronic disease. The more people you have with your boots on the ground that you're serving, that you're able to empower so that they can live their best lives, that's like our mission just kind of trickling out and through you. It's amazing. You're not getting charged per client. It's a flat rate per month. So hopefully this answers all of your questions. If I get to meet you in Nashville and you're listening to this on your way to Nashville, please stop by our booth. So stop by the table, grab me, ask me any questions at all that you have. I'm happy to answer them. I'm an open book. The last thing I want to just answer, and this is a question that gets asked often, is like, what is the difference between HSN mentoring and all the other nutrition online courses out there? Here's the deal. This program is built for gym owners. I am a gym owner. I am a dietitian. I understand how to build a nutrition coaching program in a gym. We also leverage a holistic approach. So yes, nutrition is the foundation, but we're also teaching coaches and gym owners how to talk about mindset, support systems, sleep, lifestyle, daily movement, not just going to the gym 3 days a week, but all of the aspects that are influencing clients' nutrition decisions. So HSN mentoring provides the business support, get your program up and running off the ground, grow your program into employee wellness and do incredible things, make an incredible impact. But the other piece of the puzzle and what makes HSN different is the ongoing mentoring and support, the role playing with us, the evaluation process, the practice, the coach webinars. We have coaching live sessions every single week. There's coach development webinars every single month to help coaches gain more tools in their toolbox. Think of your gym and doing coach development, but we're doing that for your nutrition coaches. We're doing that for your nutrition coaching program so that you can focus on making the impact that you're wanting so that you can fulfill your mission and vision of your gym. Hope this has answered all of the questions that you have around opening a nutrition coaching program in a gym, how to get started. There's a lot of logistics that go into everything that I talked about. And if you want to save time and not reinvent the wheel, we would love to help you. The process to get started is first to book a free call. The free calls are with me and they are for gym owners. If you are a nutrition coach and you're like, man, this sounds really awesome. I'm not a gym owner though. Great. Reach out to your gym owner and have them book a call and you jump on the call with them so that we can all be on the same page. I love when that happens. I can give you a lay of the land, show you the platform, answer any questions that you have, and we can see is HSN mentoring the right fit for you and your business. Once you sign up, you immediately get access to the training. We get you through the training. You're prompted to book a welcome call. During that call, I'm giving you a lay of the land, answering any questions that you have, and we set a timeline so that you're up and running as efficiently as possible. The goal is that you're up and running within 5 to 6 weeks of signing up, although some gyms move faster, some gyms move a little bit slower. Hopefully that answered all of your questions. Again, if you are looking to save time and not reinvent the wheel, we'd love to help you. Make sure that you subscribe. If you found this episode super helpful, please do me a huge favor and leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. That really helps this podcast reach more people. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. New podcasts typically every Monday, although we're releasing this one a little bit early because I want the people in Nashville to be able to hear this episode on their way home. Hope you guys have a great week and we'll see you back here next week.